When Pat and I first met to talk about architecture in our late 20s, we really were drawn to the same thing, so that grounding started quite early. We talk about the senses of how you experience buildings. We talk about scale and light and dark. You feel things when there are actually contrasts. When everything's all the same, it can be quite bland.
Our own engagement with architecture has always been through senses. So we have felt the most strongly about the memories of buildings which are to do with the texture of them, even the smell of them. We want to try and access that instinct and that memory.
We talk about domesticity a lot and about how you should be feeling at certain places in the house or having options. It starts to be something that really drives the work of this practice.
We've brought all of those instincts and that research and those feelings into the design of Lothian Street. It's a synthesis of the real history of North Melbourne and also the romantic ideas of warehouse living, I guess. It's the sort of golden age of industry where a warehouse building or a factory building was actually built in quite a grand style, not in the utilitarian style. With this building is to try and intensify that experience, to use the red brick in a very comprehensive way. We were also interested in using a red brick which is a local product.
It's the old saying that a family brick manufacturer, they have clay in their veins, and once you've got it, you can't get rid of it. We've been around for over 70 years. The Goldfields is very rich in clay, enabling us to make a wide variety of colours and types of bricks. You really have to draw on your knowledge of what clay can do and the parameters around that to be able to really push the boundaries to get a unique product.
The form of it is probably the most memorable. I mean, it's a moderately eccentric building from the outside where it really celebrates the craft of brickwork. It's a real investment in our practice to use good quality materials to make sure that it's a really good contribution to the area, not just the people who live in it. It seemed like such a beautiful opportunity to use an interior handle from our friends down in Tasmania on the front door. I think that's a really lovely signature piece. It sets up a language when you move into the houses.
Natural materials age very well. They show signs of age, so they don't look the same from day one. They actually change in appearance over time, and that's a positive change. We feel like it's an aesthetically superior choice, but also one which is highly sustainable. And it means that you can have an interior which you can form a relationship with.
Things you can touch and beautiful craft, there are moments where those things can make a real difference in a home where you can feel like something's been made with care. How we were designing these apartments, we were thinking about the section constantly, about what views you would have from the section, what you see to and move to, and how that could be a really enjoyable journey through the house where you discovered more about it.
So North Melbourne's, incredibly well-serviced suburb, which has this sort of slightly country town feeling. The things I love about it are the parks. There's Errol Street with its beautiful country town verandas.
There's a real history of beautiful old heritage buildings along the kind of cafe corridors and great trees as well.
There's not a lot of through traffic, so it's a great suburb for walking in.
Most exciting point is when renders turn into buildings. We're very excited about seeing this one start.
Would we want to live there? And the answer is certainly yes.